Okay. Now we should be good and set.
Oh, look at all that. Yep, and I heard myself.
Yeah, and I'm finally able to wear all these clothes that Dill sent me.
Do you look snazzy?
Mm,
Is it
not
worth
really.
replacing your Dunland look?
No, I like my Dunlin look.
Is that your look till the end of time?
Maybe, unless I find something better. But no, I am oh, hold on just a sec.
Greetings.
Did I accidentally sell gloves? I did accidentally sell gloves. And apparently the hat. Frick, I'm glad I checked that.
Yeah. Do you hear me chewing?
I heard something chewing.
Yeah, I ate some of the food in my inventory. Could do like LOTRO ASMR. Here's me eating bacon wrapped flapjacks. It sounds the exact same as when I eat turnip and bacon casserole.
Wait, that cannot be a thing.
LOTRO ASMR, probably not, but people
No.
eating ASMR, yeah, that's called mukbang.
No, I know it's called mukbang, but that cannot be a thing of turnip and whatever casserole.
How may I help you?
Yep, that's what I got in my inventory.
Turnip and bacon casserole. Sweet. Well, now I just need something to put in my pocket. So, yeah. What's this remote quest? Whatever. Okay.
There, see? I link it.
Okay. Well, let's get moving then.
Are you jealous of my turnip and bacon casserole?
Not in the least. That sounds disgusting.
I've never had turnips.
I've never really gotten the idea that turnips are something that are really heavily tasty.
From my understanding, they're potato-esque.
I've always gotten the impression they're kind of like bitter potatoes. Uh, I am just glad it's the weekend.
You'd eat a turnip if you could make it to this weekend.
After this week, oh yeah. All right, where are we headed to? 21st Hall?
Provisions. Hail
Why,
to
yes.
Are you here to help
Oh,
us?
okay.
We're going to Beer Tour.
Okay. Retard there, swift travel.
Why, hello.
Oh, apparently Costco's giving me the final reminder that it is, the prescriptions are needing to be picked up.
They've had them ready for like 2 weeks and you just haven't noticed.
I think a few days, but we've been, I've been working 11-hour days for this entire week. I've not really paid attention to the Costco text messages.
Like, come get your drugs! Or drop kicking them into the street.
Basically. Yeah, and like it wouldn't have been so bad this week if it, because I know there are people that work like 4 10-hour days a week or whatever, and that's fine. But it's like it's that extra like 15 hours, and I'm just like I am so exhausted.
I always have a hard time remembering exactly where this cave is. I found it.
5 minutes in and you broke my leg.
I broke my leg too, if that makes you feel better.
You're always breaking my leg.
Don't talk to Nona yet.
That's right.
What is it I want?
What is it I want? I want the orcs driven from Birtor. I want to return to my home, Elda sighs. That will take some doing, will it not? There is something else, though. The thing that most stirs my heart, most fills me with anger against the orcs, is the brief sight I had before that chunk of masonry took me from the battle. I saw the orcs looting a house of one of my neighbors. They'd found a wooden carving of a horse, a crude thing, to be honest, a poor craft, and were waving it about. It meant nothing to them, but I knew what it was. It was a child's first attempt at carving. It would mean little to most, but to the boy's family it was no doubt priceless. I cannot bear the thought of such heirlooms in the hands of the orcs, Vontu. When you return to Birtor to satisfy the requests of my fellows, please remember to recover such things from the orcs as that you slay.
Talk to this lady too.
Yama.
Ema?
What do I want? I've already told you. I remember the names of the orcs that led the attack on my friends and my family. Vontu. Foshnu Kritar. I want them slain. Yima thinks for a moment. Do not misunderstand me, my helpful friend. I want them slain, but I want them to know it was a woman of Birtor that has ended their lives. Perhaps this will suffice. Find and slay either Foshnu or Kritar. Save one of them for me. When I am well enough to fight, I will seek out the one that you have spared and fulfill my vengeance upon him. You will find a Foshnu or Kritar somewhere within my city, and in a few days I will find the remaining one and end his life. We are agreed? Alright, I can just kill them both.
Oh, but she wants to. It's the principle of the thing.
I mean, I guess fair.
I cannot bear to think of the horses.
What is it I want? That is an easy question to answer, Vontu, because my sleep has been troubled by the same thought over and over. Did I do wrong by the horses in Birtor? Elgifu frowns. Were it not for the horses at the stable in Birtor, I would not be alive today, I am certain of it. Their panic caused me to learn of the attack with enough time to make it partway down the hill before the snowstorm covered everything, and with it came the giant. I cannot bear to think of those horses still tied up at the stables, helpless against the orcs. What do I want? I want you to untie the horses at the stable in Birtor and let them run free. That will give them the same chance I had of escaping a cruel death at the hands of the orcs. And they probably already dead. Or unless those are those horses that are wandering all over the mountains.
Myself, but I will do my best.
I'm still not myself, but I will do my best to speak. Leodwig rubs his eyes blearily. What do I want? I want revenge upon that great lumbering giant, Norzum. He slew my men, almost devoured me. Widfara. You tell him that Widfara survived the encounter with Norzum and made his way back to Silfig, where you met him. Ah, very glad. He was a tough one. In the snow, I could not see the way to go. Norzum must be defeated, or... Exhausted by the effort, Leodwig leans back and can say no more. Norzum is dead. We killed him.
These guys are a little behind the times.
Did we already do Glaowen's map thing?
Yes. That was the last thing we did.
Gotcha. Well, I have a whopping, what is this, 18 slots of inventory?
That's pretty big for you.
For me, yeah. No, that's huge. You know me, I'm a pack rat.
I think you can use some of your myriad of points to get some more bag space in the LOTRO store.
Oh, I can, and I have. I just haven't done it recently.
You just one-shot him.
Yeah, because I've got all the dill that, or not all the dill, all the gear that Dill gave me. That I'm not rolling at like level 80 something equipment anymore. I'm actually up to speed with where I need to be. Because Dill's awesome like that.
Oh, look, horses.
They ain't dead. That is surprising. Okay, one of them's dead. Did you get credit for that one?
No, we couldn't share them, so we'll just wait for them to respawn. Aw, this poor horsey.
That's what I'm saying. One of them's dead.
We'll just kill all the local orcs while we wait for it to respawn.
I can get behind such an idea. You know me, I'm always down for homicidal sociopathy.
Still no horses.
Odd.
Maybe they feared your tickle fingers.
I'm not the tickle chicken.
You sit there and
Oh,
you
there they
go, tickle fingers, and then lightning comes out.
I am not the tickle chicken.
All right, we're good.
Oh, you got 3?
Do you need another?
Oh, no, I thought... Well, because I got 2 initially. I thought you might have only gotten 1.
So it's that thing where if I can start releasing it before you're finished releasing it, it'll run away, but I'll still get credit.
Ah, okay. Then yeah, I'm good.
Let's go find Foshnu or Kretar. Should be somewhere in this area.
Oh, I assumed as much. Seeing as how we were sent here.
Foshnu! I think I see one.
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, it's a good old Kretar down there.
We need Celebrimbor. Yeah, Shadow Mordor, Shadow War, Celebrimbor. Kretar. Or whatever. Okay, that's everyone.
Back to the cave.
Yup.
Look at all this is your favorite kind of weather.
Oh yeah, I love snow. You know that.
You ever had snow so cold that it gained sentience and became a monster?
No, but I've also, never lived out back east where that would actually happen.
That doesn't happen there all the time.
All the time. You qualify that with all the time.
Well, it doesn't happen here all the time too, but it also gets that cold.
It doesn't get as cold as out east. Thank you, my friend. Knowing those keepsakes and heirlooms are no longer in the hands of the orcs is the best tonic for my hurts I can imagine. When I am fully recovered, I will look for other survivors of the attack so I may return their keepsakes. It is the least I can do.
You are back, and I can tell you have defeated one of the orcs responsible.
You're back, and I can tell you've defeated one of the orcs responsible. Wait, do not tell me which one you saved for me. I will look forward to discovering that on my own. Yima gives you a frightening smile, a truly frightening smile, and you quickly excuse yourself.
She scared you?
I mean, maybe she just cray-cray.
She out homicidally sociopathed?
Thank you for freeing the horses.
Possibly. Thank you for
I
freeing
wish
the
them
horses.
good
Now they will
fortune.
have as much of a chance of escape as I myself did. I wish them good fortune. Ledwig is still too exhausted to speak, which is good because you have no favorable news to report about Nurzum. I do too. He's dead. I killed him.
At least he's not also complaining about the lack of fire.
People in Wildermore suck. Do you see how much their spirits have improved? They have been inspired by your deeds and your actions, and though Birtor remains in enemy hands, you have helped to restore some of the fire to their hearts. I must tell you, Vontu, you are an inspiration not only to these survivors in Nona's care, but to this old man as well. Thank you for showing me that there are those in the world still able to do some good. Perhaps I will write another song. Please don't.
Oh, there once was a hero of Wildermore cold.
Don't. No, we're not. If you want to talk about earwormy video game songs, that's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Horton and I have spoken about many things while you were away, Vantu. I've come to a decision.
Why did Norzum come first to Bir Tor? I want to find out.
Why did Norzum come first to Bir Tor? He seems to spend a great deal of time around that city. So many of these land's problems stem from him. Until he is defeated, none of the people here will be safe. Horn has proposed that we return to Bir Tor and look for some means of defeating Norzum. What is it about the city that drew the giant there so early? I cannot leave the people here for long, but for a few hours they will be fine in Glaywansker. What do you think? Speak with Horn and Corridon about this last adventure and tell me when you are ready to depart.
It will be nice to adventure with Nona.
I am
This
excited
is
to
really
learn
about
what...
defeating Norzum. What?
What just happened?
I was about to start speaking and he had more dialogue and I'm like, really? So I was just waiting for him to finish talking. I'm excited to learn why Nurzum came first to Bir Tor, Vantu. Perhaps we will find some clue to defeating the giant within the city. Horn looks slightly embarrassed. What? It will be nice to adventure again with Nona, but this is really about defeating Norzum. Why do you give me such a look as that, Vantu? I'm thinking only of Wildermore. Uh-huh. Are you hungry? I'm kind of hungry.
I'm a little hungry. I'm not starving. You were starting to get starving last night, though.
I wasn't starving, but I was starting to get hungry, yeah. You agree with this plan. I do not know how I feel about it. There may be some insight to be gained concerning the giant, for he certainly seemed to be drawn to Bir Tor, but I worry that Horn is letting his feelings for Nona cloud his judgment. If you are willing to embark upon this journey, so am I, but keep your wits about you. I fear Horn may not.
This is one of those things where the guy who's trying to like get with the girl, he's like, everything you say is the best idea since ideas.
Yeah, because, there's only enough blood to operate one organ at a time. Sorry, I'm getting... Sorry, I was getting a call from one of the tenants here, and I just had to say I can't talk at the moment. So, okay. Are you ready to depart for Bir Tor?
I do not wish to be gone for very
I do not wish to be gone for very long, but we should search the city to learn of Nurzum's interest in it.
While I remain behind, my friends journey
Is their
to
unit on
Bir Tor
fire?
to see what they can learn
hope
of
not.
Nurzum. Perhaps I worry unnecessarily. But what will I do if they are unable to
Yeah, I
return?
hope not as well.
And that would end the stream quite quickly. Bir Tor looks as much as it did when we last we were here. We have been fortunate to run into fewer orcs than before, but remain alert, for they still hold the city. I've seen nothing yet that might reveal Nurzum's interest in Bir Tor. Crap. Okay, so he locked himself out. This way, my friends. Look for any sign of what drew Nurzum to the city first. There are more orcs ahead. They make no effort to mask their presence. Vontu, I'll go with Nona to search the other side of the town. I think I will go with Nona and you will go with Vontu, Horn. We need to stay focused. I do not know what you mean, Corridon. Elf talk remains a puzzle. I suppose that leaves the two of us, Vontu. Let us search in the direction of the far gate for some sign of Nurzum's purpose. Is it getting colder? It shouldn't be. Norzum is dead. The wind is picking up, Vontu. Do you feel it? Horn looks about with concern. I think we may have found what we sought, my friend. Stay by me and get ready to run if we must.
We went back in time. Just think of it like that.
I don't want to think of it like that. We killed him. How the frick are you alive again?
Because we went back in time.
I killed you dead. Aldstan, I have come for you. Aldstan, the giant seeks a man. For what purpose? Aldstan, you cannot hide from me. By the house of Eorl. This way, Vontu. Quickly and quietly. But we did things out of order. It's one thing to hear of Norzum's size and strength, but it is entirely different to see it for yourself. How can we hope to fight such a creature? Woe be to Aldstan if Norzum finds him. Look! Aldstan, I will destroy your city! Still he comes. This way, Vontu, and hurry! We cannot keep like this for long, Vontu. Norzum may not be looking for us, but if he happens upon the two of us while searching for Aldstan, he will not show mercy. That much I know for certain. And what if he happens upon Nona and Corridon? We cannot stay here. We have to find them and leave the city. I cannot look away. Such ferocity. We must not tarry, Vontu. This way. Hey, hon, are you done?
Not quite.
Okay. Could you help Patrick when we're done?
Yeah.
Okay. Nona and I were driven apart by attacking orcs, and I have not seen her since. She must still be in the city. We will find her again. That great shaking can only be Norzum. We must not let him see us. If we do not dispose of these orcs quickly, he is sure to find us. Defeat these orcs quickly. If Norzum sees us, all is lost. Well fought, my friends. Now, let us hurry. You are a coward, Aldstan. Come face me. Look, it is Nona, but she's right in Norzum's path. Thanks, hon. We have to do something. We cannot do anything from here, Vontu. Perhaps if we could get to the other side of the courtyard. Horn's eyes are alight with desperation of fear. With the desperation of fear. We might be able to run behind Norzum while his back is turned. From the far side of the courtyard, and we can get his attention and draw him away from Nona. Follow me closely, friends. Hurry. Horn! Oh, we're gonna do something stupid. Does our luck hold? We made it. Now we need to come up with some way to attract Norzum's attention before he sees Nona. Oh no, he has seen something. What is this? A tiny warrior? Horn! Vontu, we must flee. Follow me. But he already be dead. I already killed him. Is there nothing we can do? I have to go back. This is not right. I do not know what to do, Vontu. We cannot leave her. I refuse to leave Bir Tor without Nona. The two of you may leave if you must, but I'm going back for her. Even if it means my life. Nona! It will take more than that creature to best Nona, the Ukuluth. But I'm sorry I worried you. It was not difficult to escape the giant, Vontu. He is big and I am small. He is slow and I am fast. For he is an unnatural thing given to evil. And I am the sister of Wadu, this daughter of Surovik. He is alone, and I have friends who care for me. This Norzum was overmatched before he even came to Bir Tor today. I was never frightened of him. Still, I'm glad we are safe. We should leave this place before he realizes we're gone. And Vantu, thank you for watching out for Horner, today and for the last several days. It eased the worry of my heart to know you were by his side. What a relief it is to see Nona safe again. Nurzum will answer to me for threatening her. Another day, perhaps. Now we should return to Nona's cave and puzzle over the meaning. The meaning of something, because I got pulled out of the instance.
Ah.
Or I could read it.
Dr. Gordon. Like how Horn's like, well, now I just got the biggest claim on killing this creature because he threatened my girlfriend.
Yeah, except we already killed him. That was an eye-opening experience for certain, Vontu. I've heard tales of Nurzum, as have we all, but there is nothing to compare seeing him at such a close distance. We cannot hope to defeat him by ourselves. Corden looks thoughtful for a moment, considering alternatives. I believe I have the answer, Vontu. We need the very earth to turn against him. We need the strength of the Ents.
We need
Yeah,
the
we-
earth itself to turn against Norzum.
I'm sorry I did everything so wrong.
That's fine. You saw the great strength of Rudrif in the eaves of Fangorn, Vontu. How unfortunate that Baldbark is so far away, or we might call upon him to help. No, we must search for aid closer at hand. The Balewood is not far from here, and perhaps an Enter 3 might be found within it. You and I should go there and seek for the oldest Ent we can find. Only he will have the authority to command such an attack, as we will need if Norzum is to be defeated. You ask Corridon if such an Ent would trouble himself to help, considering how coldly you were received by Baldbark, and the elf seemed puzzled. Why, of course he would. Surely a giant such as Norzum must pose some threat to the Ents as well, mustn't he? I will mark a number of glades on the map, and we can search them until we find one with an old enough Ent for our purposes.
So there's a new map thing.
Yeah, I saw. Calanglad's Appeal. Am I gonna get the interlude? Hello.
Nothing.
Oh. Duh. that was silly of me. That was very silly of me.
Meanwhile, Collinglad of the Dunedain seeks for answers in the forest of the Mornshaws.
Callanglad, we have been journeying for hours, fighting the corrupted denizens of this forest, and we are no closer to learning anything. I know Darovun spoke of seeing a great spirit in these woods, but we have seen no sign of such a lord. Whatever beast or magic shakes the stones of Talmethadrus, we will learn nothing of it in these woods. More beasts attack! Yeah, I'm getting really hungry.
Maybe it's that banana.
I mean, it did get metabolism moving, but probably. Lumbering bear of corruption? How many corrupted beasts must we slay before we can leave Collinglad? You say you have a feeling about this place, Collinglad, but I cannot sense anything. You say you feel a mysterious presence. I feel the chill shadows of the trees and smell old growth, but nothing else. Are you sure this is the place of which Darvun spoke? There is nothing here but trees, corrupted beasts, and we two. I say we leave the trees to the miserable bears and be done with it. The majestic stag emerges from the woods behind Helcon. What? Oh my. Yes, clearly, being Thorin, we should kill it. Or shoot at it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Helcon. Yeah, more than a mile a year here. What do you think it wants? Apparently to bend the trees upright. That's what it wants. I don't believe it. I can't be left behind now. I'm no longer tired. Oh, you weren't tired in the first place. You just wanted to leave. Hall of the Huntsman. We never ran into the Huntsman except for like the couple of times we did the quest in Dunedain. Or in Dunland.
And we saw little glimpses of him.
Yeah. But we never really saw him beyond that. You are expected, mortal. Tell the Huntsman what brings you hither. You speak slowly and haltingly at first, but gradually with greater confidence and urgency, you tell the mighty figure of the huntsman of your concern that the Falcon clan has wrought some great evil in the caves of Tal Methadras, and that the shaking in the earth may spell the doom of your friends. The huntsman is silent for a long while before speaking. An age is ending. I told one before you I could not see the nature of its end. Still, I cannot, but my eyes do see that which you fear, Dunedain. A great creature stirs in the deep. It was imprisoned once before, but found freedom. It has been imprisoned again. The friends of the wizard cause it pain, and use it as a weapon. Free it, little one, and your cause may be aided. Or it may not. Well, that was unhelpful. Are you digging without a shovel?
I think he's kicking the ground.
I do not know what to say, Conglad. I have never seen such wonders. I do not want to leave, but I know we must. We do not belong in this place with so much beauty around us. Did you learn anything of use from the huntsman? He seems unreal to me, as if he's only part way in this world of ours. I never would have believed any of this to hear you tell it, Conglad, but I've seen it with my own eyes. You must forgive me my doubts. This journey has not reassured me, Conglad. Now I am more worried than ever. If such a mighty figure as the huntsman can really exist, who knows what terror the Falcon clan could have unleashed in the caves beneath Tal Methadras. That was an easy instance.
But we gotta see something cool.
We did. What's the quest line that would have taken us to actually meet the huntsman, though?
Not positive. Probably in the Mornshaws if we did all the quests in there.
Well, okay. Yeah, because I just remember him showing up at the end of that, like, one Dunland quest line.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm out.
I'm spin jumping.
I noticed. I did not hear any of that.
I was imagine if this was VR and I'd be puking on the rug if I did that.
Oh, you probably would be.
Well, time to go see if an ent will help us. Whee!
How did I not break my leg there?
Wow. Just lucky, I guess.
I guess. How much of this book is left? I really want to leave Wildermore. Right,
You almost started to pull out your Nona voice.
I did?
Just a touch.
I didn't think I was doing that, but okay. If you say so.
I'm not positive how much is left. I think we're mostly there, but I'm not for sure.
I mean, we're on chapter 13. Normally these books don't go super long. Into the double digits, I mean. Do we want to kill Warband Varg?
We're okay.
Okay.
I'm aiming for an int, and nothing can stop me.
I'm kind of with you.
And I'm sure he'll have, 3 or 4 things for us to do, and then he'll be like, can't help you. Sorry.
Oh, probably.
You'll have to figure out your own way to kill Nerzoom.
Which we did. For he is dead. As I have previously stated. He died last stream.
These people don't believe you. You gotta convince them.
What more do I have to do? His corpse is literally, like, right there. In the main town. Or something like that.
Nope. They don't believe you.
Apparently. Do you know where you're going?
I am following the quest marker. In a straight line.
Okay.
Will that take me off a cliff? Probably. But I'm okay with that.
I broke my leg.
So did I.
We recover quite well for broken limbs.
We've got a lot of practice. I think you might have a wood troll on you, though.
Oh, I might. I probably do. I do. A tall and craggy figure stands in this glade. You almost passed by it.
Ooh, look, a flower.
A flower? Am I picking flower? Do I need to pick a flower?
I think
Oh,
it's a
that's right.
deed.
Yeah, the deed. Look, what a wonder. If I am not very much mistaken, this ent is even older than Rooterif. See if you can get his attention, Vontu. You politely greet the ent, and nothing happens for a long time. Eventually, a baleful eye slowly turns to look at you. Oh. You introduce yourself as Vontu and ask him for his name. More long minutes pass. Leaflock. Breathe the leaves in the canopy. You ask if he knows of Norzoom the Giant, and the baleful eye ponderously swings closed. This may take longer than you expected.
It may take some work to wake him to our needs.
We've found an incredibly old ent. That is the good. Corden smiles grimly, ready for a challenge. It may take some work to wake him to our need. That is the bad.
Engage the orcs in combat, and the din may
I beheld
waken
many
our
orcs cutting
sleeping
their way
friend.
through the Balewood while we searched for this place, Vontu. If you engage them in combat, perhaps the din will be sufficient to awaken our sleeping friend. And if not, well, there will be fewer orcs in Balewood. Is that not a worthy result? I am all for homicidal sociopathy.
So it makes me chuckle that, we went to Beer Tour because Nona wanted to, and Horn was like, let's do it. Nona's right. And Corden's like, I don't know if this is the most thought out plan. You know what is the most thought out plan? Going to find Ents, because Ents are awesome.
Tree hugger.
Hey, look, an orc.
Several orcs.
Well, we found the road, which is where they live.
Yep. We even found Uruks, but I don't think those count. Oh, do they? They might.
Yeah, that guy counts.
Ah, cool.
I don't think we're being any louder about it than normal, though.
Oh, you are silly.
And if that doesn't do it, nothing will.
You are silly.
Every day.
Oh, and our cat is needy.
He's more standy-uppy, but he's still got Z's over his brain.
Leaflock stirs slightly, but remains otherwise asleep. Wait, and be even noisier about. How are we supposed to be even noisier about it? I don't get that. How are we supposed to be even noisier?
We each have to roar.
I don't. I'm confused as to how we're supposed to be even noisier.
We find every emote that makes sound. We do all of them.
I guess maybe.
18 times.
Or we just kill orcs. Still.
But how do we do that noisier? And we just stand there going, I'm killing an orc! I'm killing an orc!
I guess so. I'm painting your face. 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 Something like that.
Something like that. I was wondering if you'd pick up on that.
If you're gonna drop a Jason Steele reference of any sort, I will likely pick up on it. But it makes me happy that you quoted him. Or that you used that. It makes me very happy. Because you had not seen anywhere near all that much of his stuff before we got married.
Basically just the original Charlie the Unicorn.
Wait, had you never seen the original llamas with hats?
I honestly don't know.
Because, like, both of those were, like, early internet gold.
Oh, he's even more down now.
Seems to have had the opposite effect.
It's the lullaby of Ents.
A sighing sound escapes from somewhere within the cracks of Leaflock's weathered face, but you see no other sign of wakefulness. This is proving more difficult than I expected, Von 2. Corden thinks for a moment. Perhaps the danger and the noise is too far away to draw Leaflock's attention. Go to Nurzum's Wrath and defeat some Uruks of the White Hand. Bring some of their equipment to Leaflock and see if that will stir him to wakefulness. I do not understand your logic here.
He doesn't have any. He just wants to be like, an Ent. Hooray! My life is the happiest life an elf has ever had.
Because he's a tree hugger.
He's of Lothlorien.
Exactly. Tree hugger. One of us picked up a friend.
Not a friend.
You're also very far ahead of me.
Well, I found the road, so I stopped.
Okay, I appreciate that. No, the thing was just threatening to attack.
You ever been threatened by a tree?
Not that I can recall.
Alright, did you get both your things?
Helmet and a blade?
Yeah, show white hand equipment to leaf lock the int.
Yep. Oh, hold up, you're getting far ahead of me. You're leaving me behind again.
Maybe we're gonna take the blade and the helmet and like bang it like a pot with a spoon and be like, wake up, wake up.
I mean, that's kind of what I figured Corden was expecting us to do. Seems
I don't
kind of
think
silly.
I don't think he would ever imagine being so rude to an ent.
Well, desperate times and all. You picked up a friend.
I put him back. Well, he's standing again.
You hold up the blade and helmet bearing the mark of the white hand. For long moments it seems nothing will happen, until finally Leaflock's eyes swivels open and fixes upon the orc weapons. Broom, why do you wake Leaflock? Leaflock. A deep rumbling within the ant goes on for some time, and you wonder if he is sleepily giving you his name in his own language. You explain to Leaflock that Wildermore is held in the grasp of an unnatural winter and is at the mercy of a giant called Nurzum. The sighing of the wind through the branches is Leaflock's only response for many minutes. Then a rumbling sound slowly separates from the sound of the sleeping forest, and you realize he speaks again. You use small names for big things, little one. Somewhere snow falls from an upper branch and lands with a soft sound onto a drift. Wildermore. It is not a name I know. It's the place you freaking live. You try to appeal to Leaflock's sense of duty and speak of the hardships endured by the people of Wildermore at the hands of the orcs and beneath Norzum's trampling feet. The lives of orcs are short. They may hack and claw and burn for a time, but never for long. It is true of men also. Boom, boom. Leaflock is silent as you gather your thoughts and try to devise another approach. Before you come up with something, the ant unexpectedly speaks. I do not know what beast is described by this Nurzum. What do you mean by this name? Upper branches creak and groan as a slight breeze picks up and the forest all around seems to be listening. You describe Norzum to the ant as best as you are able, trying to remember his form and features as you saw them amid the flying snow at Beertor. Leaflock shakes and quivers, becoming more animated than you have seen him. Broom, broom, you said he was a giant. That is not just a giant. A mighty and branch-like arm angrily spears a nearby drift, sending an explosion of snow skyward. It may have been a giant once. Now it is more than that. You describe an unnatural combination. It was a giant. It was also a horn. Twisted. Corrupted. Leaflock shakes angrily. Boom, boom. Leaflock will not allow this. Leaflock will deal with this. Leaflock shakes angrily. Someone must pay for this. Boom, boom. Twisting a horn in this way. Boom, boom. Look at that, Fontu. An ent can truly be frightening when he is roused. I do not know what Leaflock will do about Norzum, but this is better than I had hoped we could achieve. I will meet you back at Nona's cave, Fontu. I want to speak to Leaflock for a short while, if I may. Did we ever go into the part that we were, like, banished at, where I was making fun of the guy being like, you can't cross, and I'm like, oh, what are you going to do to stop me?
That's what we get to do after Wildermore. We get to go cross the river.
Okay. What were you about to say?
Do you want a slightly faster way out of here?
Sure. Oh, I swear that fast travel is so convenient. Are we taking a stable master?
To be your tour.
Okay.
Do you bring provisions?
And blam, we're much closer all of a sudden.
Works for me.
And Cordon's gonna be all smug, be like, look how good my plan was. I wasn't motivated by anything as simple as a crush on a girl.
No, he had a crush on a tree.
That was a delayed break.
Yeah, just a bit.
I do not know
It is
if
good to
Leapfrog
see you
will
again,
help us,
Vontu. I spoke with
despite his
Leaflock for a
anger.
time after you left, and it is difficult to say if he will help us. He remained angry, but some of his initial fury had subsided. He cares little for the plight of men or elves, but of trees and horns he cares a great deal. If Norzum was simply a giant, Leaflock would not trouble himself at all to help us. If Norzum is as he appears to be, an unnatural fusion of a giant and a horn, there is at least a chance that Leaflock will involve himself. I do not know how great a chance that may be, but we have done what we could.
We have planted
Yay,
the
another
seed of
interlude on
Norzum's
Glaywind's
defeat.
map.
Now we need to let it bloom.
We've planted a seed, Vontu, the seed of Norzum's defeat. Now we need let it bloom. What did we miss while we were searching for Leaflock, Vontu? Or are our friends and survivors of Bir Tor still doing all right?
Did you find what you wanted in Balewood?
Did you find what you wanted in Balewood, Vontu? You tell Glaywin about Leaflock and he smiles happily. That is great news. If such creatures are as strong as Cordon believes them to be, we may have the best ally against Norzum we could hope to have. Nona survivors are improving as well. Leodwig is much stronger now than he was, and everyone's spirits are improving. It will not be long before Leodwig can get up and about. Horn has spent a great deal of time speaking with Nona. I have been trying to give them their privacy, but I can tell they have not yet worked through their feelings. Ah, the complexities of youth. I remember them. Dimly. Okay, your eye is drawn across the map beyond the borders of Rohan and comes to rest upon the rocky hills of Dunland. You wonder what has become of Golodיר and the Grey Company since you left them.
The pit of despair.
Sounds kinky.
Meanwhile, in Tall Methedras, the thirst for vengeance drives Golodир of the Dunedain to seek out Lou Brenin, the treacherous leader of the Falcon clan.
Okay, I gotta figure out which way I'm going. Return to the entrance of the prison caves. I don't know where that is.
It's somewhere in the map.
I don't see it on the map. And it's been a long time since we were here. Okay, well that's the edge, so... It's been a very long time since we were here. I do not remember where these caves are. But I'm assuming they're not going to be up a building, since they are caves. How does he get 6 bags? I am confused. Go back up the hill? Okay, where to now? This gap? Ah, you can no longer wait for... Oh, you can wait no longer. Lou Brennan must pay for his betrayal of the Grey Company. Coroner is waiting by the entrance to the prison caves. I thought you might come here sooner or later, Golodיר. I know what you want to do, and I am here to keep you from doing something rash. Coroner shrugs his shoulders and looks up at you with a stern expression on his face. Lou Brennan has so many at his command, it would be foolish for you to return to the caves in search of him. We should do as Halbrand wishes and leave the leader of the Falcon clan be. He wronged us, but we cannot do anything about that now. You will not change my mind, Goldier. I will not let you do this by yourself. I know you are angry, my friend, but returning to the prison caves by yourself is simply throwing away your life. I am angry too, Goldier. Lou Brennan cost us much, and I have not forgotten his treachery. Many good men lost their lives when he sided with the wizard, friends of us both, and if the leader of the Falcon clan had his way, none of us would have survived. Coroner sighs. Oh, all right, but I'm coming with you. Gosh, I need to wake up. Someone is just ahead, Goldier. A woman from the sound, and she may be in trouble. She is the first living creature we've seen in all these caves today. We should be cautious. Carefully, Goldier. She may not be a friend. Who is there? You have to believe me, Ranger. I spoke against Lou Brennan's decision, and many good folk did the same. Your people were betrayed by Lou Brennan, but so were many of my own. He believed the wizard's lies and thought to raise the Falcon to heights undreamed of. But in so doing, he gave the Falcon a death blow. The symbol of my clan is now little better than that of the orcs. Maelona spits. But there's no time. Lou Brennan has taken those loyal to him and crossed over the mountains. If you're seeking to have vengeance upon him, you are too late. He will be in the land of the Horse Lords by now. I told you Lou Brennan did not speak for all of us. Before he left for the land of the Horse Lords, he cast those disloyal to him into the depths. Drop into the pit at the bottom of the prison caves. It's a big drop, Goldier. Are you certain about this? I think she's telling the truth, Goldier. If Lou Brennan cast some of his own people into this pit and left them to die, I think they must surely help us. We cannot leave them there. You have to believe me, Ranger. Many of us spoke out against Lou Brennan, and he repaid us for our dissent with death and violence. He cast those who still remained into this pit before you left. You must save them. Oh boy. Oh boy. A terrible smell of rot fills the pit. Are you here to help us? I hurt my leg in the fall. The girl winces with pain, and you are stricken suddenly by the memory of Lorniel dying before the gates of Carndum. My name, Wenda. We have to... Wenda falls silent, exhausted by the effort, but her darting eyes flicker to the tunnel, leaving the chamber, and you can see the fear in them. This is where Lou Brennan throws captives. Defeat the beast in the pit. One of them, his beast. The shaking in the earth, Goldier. This is the beast responsible. We've killed a lot of these things, but never one that's like blinged out like this. He's got a gold horn.
He's very proud of it.
Apparently. Age has not slowed you down at all, Goldier. I am lucky you were here to take the brunt of the creature's attacks. Do not laugh at me for this, friend, but I feel some remorse for slaying such a mighty creature. I know it sought to devour us, but I cannot help think it was a captive here as well. Lou Brennan kept it in this pit, and he made use of its appetite. Mayhap we did a courtesy by freeing it from its confines. If you will comfort Wenda and ease her fright, I will call up to Melonia. She will find us a rope and we can climb out of this pit. You try to ease Wenda's fears with comforting words, but it has been a long time since such words came easy to you, and your face reddens with each stumbling syllable. You are kind, Ranger. Thank you. Wenda tests her leg and winces gingerly. My arms are fine, but I will need some help with the rope. While Coroner and Melonia arrange for getting everyone out of the pit, you listen as Wenda haltingly tells you of how she learned to craft the craft of tree climbing when she was young. My father will be shamed in the world of spirits if I fall from the rope, and I will blame you, Ranger. You swear that she will not fall, and that her father will be proud of her ascent, but if she does fall, she should make sure to fall on Coroner, who is relatively plump for a ranger. She laughs at that, and you laugh with her. Oh, are they flirting? For the first time in a long time, your vengeance is forgotten.
No, Goldear's an old man. He sees her as a daughter figure.
They're gonna skronk, aren't they?
You're not going to believe anything I say, are you?
I fully think they're gonna skronk.
He even said that she reminded him of his own little girl.
At what point? Did I read that and just forget about it?
Lying before the gates of Carn Doom.
Oh, that Goladier. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, this is the guy whose daughter died. It
Trying to save him. Yeah, I remember.
was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, when as we were wrapping up Angmar. And the Amarthiel storyline and all that.
Since Leodwig is improved,
Corden has already told me
take
about
our meal
Leaflock.
together.
I thought he was going to hurt himself, smiling so widely. As for me, I am doing fine as well, Vontu. Nona and I have been catching up while you were gone. I told her about our adventures in the Sootcrofts and Fangorn, and about our unfortunate audience with Theoden King. She told me about her attempts to provide for those in her care by raiding abandoned villages and stealing supplies wherever she could find them. It sounds very difficult. I wish we had been with her. We could have helped her, and, well, you understand, Vontu. Since Leodwig is improved, I thought we might all take our meal together in this chamber. Let me know when you are ready to eat.
Ready to eat?
Ready to eat? What is this
Corden
not in
says
fellowship
they have
stuff?
planted
So,
the seed of Nurzum's defeat, and we need only wait for it to bloom. Is he right? Can we trust this ent?
Yeah, we can't eat in the same space.
we walked slowly forward, unsure of what awaited us. Horn crept before us, sword at the ready. And suddenly a shrew burst forth from the bush, toppling Horn onto his face. Yes, it was a funny story. Master Gleowine, surely you have something else we can speak about. I do have some words concerning Beator. Would that be too painful for our friends? I would like to hear it. I too want to hear of my city. Oh, I'm sure you all do. Ah, that is your answer, Bard. Well, I suppose it is. And he breaks out the lute.
A city on a hill.
He's a bard. It's what he do.
Beator, fair Beator. From far across the plains,
Yeah,
her
I'm not.
banners we espy.
I'm not singing this.
And she was a comfort in
But
time of
he's singing it.
I know he's singing it, but I'm not repeating it on stream.
But
Is
the
what I'm
winter
saying.
came, and with it an iron tide.
It is a wonderful day, Blade.
And it
How
was
you
a
doing today?
day to comfort, our time to protect. From each corner of the land all would ride to that city on the hill, strong Beator, fair Beator.
You suddenly hear a low rumbling from outside the cave. A rumble from without. An enemy? What is that? What is that sound? Bantu, what do you think makes that sound? Is it Norzum? Has he found this cave at last? We must see what has happened outside. You're confused? You woke up early today, or because you woke up early today? And that is a lot of horns. They march, Vontu. They march to fight Norzum. I mean, it's like 10 o'clock here, Blade. I don't know what you define as early, but I mean, I've been up since I've been awake since before 7, so yeah. Leaflock has done as we hoped he would, Vontu. He sent horns to seek Norzum. Will they prevail against him? I cannot say. But I know this. My heart stirred by their march. They seem so different from you or I, and from Horn or Nona. So far removed from the daily worries of men or elves. But still, they march for us against the evil of Norzum, against the evil of Saruman. Even now, Leaflock and his herd have not retreated so far from Middle-earth as to abandon its people. It is worth remembering. It seems our friends have remembered something as well, Vontu. I told you it would happen, did I not? I'm certain I did. We should go back inside and bring what people we can out here to see this sight, Vontu. Who can say when such a marvel will be seen again? Oof. Yeah, that's rough to wake up that early.
Go forth, young ones. Your foe was once like you, Broom, but no longer. Cannot the strongest tree grow from the smallest bloom? Though you be defeated, you will leave your mark upon your foe. And he will remember you.
Well, okay then. So, okay, we talked to Nora for this.
I have never seen
I'd have
anything
never
like
seen
it.
anything like it, Vontu.
Things are more clear to me now.
For the sight of those trees marching away to fight Norzum, Suvluk would fall down upon his face in wonder, and Wadu would never have believed me if I told him of it. But looking at those marching trees, allies of ours in this, and yet so different from us, I realize what a strange world this is, and how small our place in it. Corridon spoke of Leaflock the Tree Man. He knows not of Rohirrim or Dunlending. To him, we are nothing. And yet he sends his children, if that they be, to fight our enemy. Such wonders, both marvelous and terrible, all at once. I do not want to face this strange world alone. I will no longer run from the differences between mine people and Horn's people. He and I will be one. When those in my care are restored to health, I will go where he goes. Let all who oppose us beware, for together we are strongest. Thank you, Vontu, for keeping him safe while I was away. Soon we will adventure again. Norzum will soon be defeated, and we will leave this place. Until then, we should rest and recover our strength. We will speak again when that happens. Aw, they're gonna scrunk finally.
That's exactly how it's going to play out on screen.
Oh yeah. Okay, so do we go to Glaywine now? Or do I talk to Nona again?
Now you talk to Nona. Now we're into book 11.
Okay. Our friends from Bir Tor have weathered the storm, Vontu. The worst is behind them, and with my help, they will be well enough to travel. I've spoken with Horn about this, and he agrees that it is best if I bring them to a town in Wildermore where they can start anew. What is the name of the settlement on that eastern shore of the lake? Forlaw? That city will find a place for them, if any will. Sad news this, but it be true. Norzum's path of destruction has caused many houses throughout Wildermore to stand empty. My recovering friends will find a fresh start in Forlaw. Horn and I spoke of other matters as well, Vontu. Speak to him and see if he shares his mind.
I have decided what I must do.
Thank you for coming to listen, my friend. I have put some thought into what we encountered in Wildermore, and I must confess it troubles me. The folk here are on the road to recovery, as are the survivors Nona rescued from Bir Tor, but the forces of Saruman attacked this land with much greater strength than I expected they could muster. How much might could Saruman raise to strike at the heart of Rohan if he spread a creature such as Norzum to deal with Wildermore? Imagine what evils he might unleash upon Edoras. I have decided what I must do, Vontu. My king commanded me not to cross the Entwash, and I am honor bound to obey him. And yet I cannot remain silent. I must convince Theoden King to march against Saruman before the wizard's plans bear fruit. If it costs me my honor as a man of Rohan, if doing so will save even one innocent. Or no, so be it. I will defy the word of my king if doing so will save one innocent. I will accept whatever the justice the king deem appropriate, but he must be told of what we witnessed in Wildermore. He must be warned, even if it means my life. I have told Nona my decision, and she sees the need of it. She will go to Forlaw with the survivors of Bir Tor, and we will meet again once this is through. Speak now to Corridon and Glayawan and see what they think of my plan.
There's also a new interlude.
I know, I saw that. So if we want to do that.
Horn plans to defy
Horn
the
plans
word
to
of
defy
his
the
king.
word of his king. That cannot have been an easy decision for him to make, but I understand what has driven our friend to make it. Horn may be imprisoned, or worse, but if his tidings can break the king's reverie, it might be the only action that can save the people of Rohan from their enemies. The survivors of Bir Tor are well enough now to travel. Nona and I will bring them to the city of Forlaw, while Horn brings his message to the king, and we will rejoin him when we can. I think it would be unwise to enter the court of Theoden in the company of a Dunlington girl, even one proven so true as Nona, and it is not she alone who would raise the hackles of the Rohirrim. 2 elves might be 1 elf too many, but 1 elf might escape their ire, perhaps.
The king must hear what happened.
Gleowen listens to your account of Horn's decision and to defy the words of the king and smiles. Horn can count on me with him, Vontu. I will return to Edoras in defiance of Theoden King, whom I serve without question in all things save this. For I believe it is right. I am not afraid of death if the king orders it. I will be the first to praise his justice and will surrender to his headsman without complaint. The king must hear of what has happened in Wildermore. I am certain he will listen when he hears what Horn has to say. Let's keep this rolling. We can do the next interlude like next week or something.
Okay.
Because honestly, I'm now that we're wrapping up Wildermore, I'm kind of wanting to call it and get on with our day because I'm still so wiped from this last week.
Well, he's going to send us out of Wildermore right now.
I know now what the rest of us will do, but one path remains a mystery to me. On what path will you walk, Vontu? Will you come with me to Edoras? I do not ask you to defy Theoden King, my friend. I will understand if our paths must now separate. I would not blame you. That is most like the way of wisdom. It is with my heart I make this choice for myself, but I would not presume to make it for you by head or by heart. His voice is casual, but you can tell from his eyes that worry lurks just beneath the surface. With a comforting smile, you tell him that you will accompany him to Edoras for the good of Rohan's people, though it be against the command of their king. Horn's relief is tangible and sudden. Vontu, you are as great a fool as I am. I am overjoyed to say it. It is for the best that Nona and Corridon will meet up with us later, though it brings me sadness to part from them. 2 men and 2 elves, all returning to Edoras against the command of the king, and in the company of a Dunlington girl, would be too great an insult. We defy the king, but still seek to be polite. Is this madness, Vontu? The 2 of us and Gleowen should now travel to Hunbold at the Entwide crossing, and tell him we will not be turned away.
The 2 of us and Gleowen should return to the Entwash
Okay.
crossing.
Can you shoot us over there?
Yes, I can shoot us over there. We'll have to remember to come back for that interlude, though, because I think it's the last one of them.
Oh, can we only do that here?
In Wildermore.
Oh, then let's do that. I thought the map was just going to follow us.
No, the map follows us in Wildermore. Like, we could do it in Forlaw, but I don't think we can do it outside of Wildermore.
Okay, then let's take care of that. Your eye is drawn west across the map beyond the borders of Lothrindir.
The one who was captured with us.
Meanwhile, in the dungeons below Isengard, Lothrindir of the Dunedain resists the torments of his captors.
You're mine again today, little ranger, and this time you will do as I say, won't you? You remember what happened the last time you refused to do your chores, don't you? Spent some time in the dungeons learning the meaning of pain, you did. So this time will be different. Scoop some slop from that bucket and serve it to the boys. Did you not hear me, maggot? Use this one or it'll go badly for you. If you spill this one, I'll have your head. Ah! Now you die, worm! They got all these orcs at tables, and not a one of them gets up to do anything. To me, boys, whoever lands the killing blow gets a helping of Ranger for supper.
You spoke too early.
I did. You knew that was coming, didn't you?
I'm at that part of the quest.
So yes, you knew that was coming.
Don't you like how when we were a prisoner, we're like dutifully, yes, I'll do exactly as you wish,
Well,
and lost
we were sabotaging them in more subtle ways.
But yeah, he's just like, nah, tip it over.
He's just gonna be like, no, I ain't gonna listen. You'd think he'd grab a sword from one of these guys that he's knocked out. Are all orcs so worthless? He's unarmed. You outnumber him by a dozen, and still he humiliates you. Oh wait, I remember this trick. He is mine, Bach. You are not to touch him. Why should I listen to you, outsider? Why should you listen to Gun-Ein? Yeah, this is the one who lost her name, right?
Mm-hmm. That we then found with this same ranger in Foreshell.
Because there are none deadlier than she. This ranger will die only at the hands of Gun-Ein. Is that understood? The wizard wants to see you, ranger. This could be your last day of life and my last day without a name. What a fortunate day this is, if that be so. Your freedom from this life would be my release from shame. Both of us would rejoice, would we not? Does she not feel like any loyalty to him? I mean, he saved her life, didn't he?
The Iron Crown seeks to
She's pretty twisted.
Yeah. We are here. Will the wizard share his mind with his poor servant and his unworthy captive? Lothrander. The Prince of Rohan is dead. The king is weak and cannot save his people. Why do you still resist? Your friend escaped, but there's no escape for you. Even now, my forces move upon Rohan from the west and from the north. There is no hope for you unless you swear loyalty to me. For my captive, there is only death, but for my friend, you could yet live. What say you, Lothrandir of the Dunedain? So be it. Now. Okay, so he threw me somewhere. What was it?
You basically said
Oh.
no.
I got kicked out before I could finish reading it. And I can't even see, it won't let me scroll through the chat.
That's because technically you were logged in as a different character.
No, that's true. Okay, well, Saruman's pissed at me, but I don't really care.
But now we leave Wildermore.
Yep.
Once and for all.
All right, where do we take a horse to?
No, we ride.
Oh, we ride? Warsteed? Yeah, apparently so.
That was very nicely in sync.
Yeah, it was.
Look at all this greenery.
I know, it's so nice. Such a nice change of scenery.
And there's birds singing, flowers.
No snow looking to kill us.
And we are finally ready to enter the next expansion.
Yep.
Which ends with Helm's Deep, man.
That I am looking forward to. What was the raid for that expansion?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess you wouldn't. You weren't around. Well, that's when you started, wasn't it? Was about this point, like Eastern Rohan, or are we going to, wait, no, we're going to Western Rohan, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to Western Rohan. And Western, that was actually like an expansion that I picked up pretty close to when it released and played through, and like this was when I was actually the most active.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. I lost you on my minimap.
Because when I was actively playing, I caught up in Eastern Rohan and I did the Height Bolt daily grinding and whatnot, and I made the new town and I was all rewarded for it.
Oh.
And so then when Western Rohan released, I actually purchased it and played, like, maybe not on release day itself, but right around there.
Yes. Nothing has changed. I have not received word from Edoras that you may pass. Hunbod's scowl deepens when you declare your intention to pass anyway. Still, you defy my charge and that of my king. This cannot be. I cannot allow you to cross the Entwash. It is a command of the Theoden king, and I will not betray my duty. The two of you have seen battle, I am certain of it, but this white-haired fellow has seen none that I can tell. Would you have me raise my sword against an old man?
Wait.
Yeah, sure, I don't care. Wait,
man.
there's something familiar about that man. Is it Gleowine? Gleowine, is that you, the minstrel of Theoden? On what account do you accompany these folk? Gleowine sheepishly steps forward, and you realize that Hunbold was never told of the minstrel's exile. It is you, Hunbold continues. Is it true what the elf says? Gleowine responds quickly, and Hunbold muses in silence. After a time, he continues. If Gleowine will speak for you, I will allow you to pass. Ride to Edoras and do not stray from your course. Do not make me regret this decision. Okay.
We're crossing the bridge.
I mean, I've already crossed it. I already defied him. But that's just me.
You just got some cray-cray in you.
Do we have to kill the people at the gate here?
Nah.
Okay, so how far are we riding?
We're picking up the stable master while we're here.
That's fair.
We are riding to the barrows outside the entrance to Edoras.
Well, okay.
It's been a long time since I was here.
Yep. I've never been here, but it's pretty.
Rock.
It's very pretty.
It is.
But I saw an orc on a horse, so I imagine that's going to be a lot of what we're fighting out here.
A lot more of your favorite.
Oh, yeah. I love mounted combat. You know that. It's my most favoriteest thing ever.
Am I sensing some sarcasm?
Just a bit. Just a little bit.
You can see Edoras in the distance.
That's true. Your dot is... Okay, finally, your dot's showing back up on my minimap, but it keeps going off my minimap.
The dots do that every now and then.
I know, it's frustrating, though. Because it's like I'm trying to keep track of you, and I can't keep track of you.
I'm mostly just following the road at the moment.
I picked up a friend.
Kill him!
New deed, Uruk Slayer of the Westamnet. Okay. I can get behind that.
I'm sure we'll slay many of them.
Oh, I have every intention of doing so.
So last time was playing this, I was on my potato laptop, and Edoras was a pretty laggy place. We'll see if it's still that way.
Oh, I'm sure it still will be. Ah, your potato laptop. I remember you had that thing still, like that's what you played on when we were first married.
Mm-hmm. I tried doing Minas Tirith on that thing.
I remember. I remember it also not working very well.
It was a little laggy.
I mean, that's why we got you the desktop. Because you needed it. Before the gates of Edoras, burial mounds of kings stand beside the road. Symbol Myrna. Lots of it.
Mm-hmm. That's what all these white flowers are.
Well, that's why I said lots of it.
And if I recall correctly from the book, might be wrong. The two sides of the road are the two direct lineages that the kings of Rohan have been. So like from Eorl the Young all the way down until it broke off on his direct father to son bloodline down to the other
I
side.
seem to recall that as well. Like I think in one of the like Lord of the Rings videos or whatever that we watched like last year or whatever, I seem to recall them mentioning that.
Yeah. So I believe the book tells you which side of the road is like Eorl the Young's bloodline and which is the bloodline that ends with Theoden. But I don't remember which is which.
Well, the movie, I believe, had them on like the left side. Or no, well,
I
well,
don't
I mean,
know
on this side, it would be the right side. I'm thinking, coming out of the town. That's what I remember from the movie, and Peter Jackson did his best to stay accurate to details like that anyway. We return to Edoras Vontu, and death is upon my mind. Will Theoden King heed the warning we bring, or will he answer our words of caution with admonishment and a more final decree than exile? Horn looks to the mounds on the left and right side of the road. How long has it been since Meduseld was raised, and how many kings of Rohan sleep here in death? 10 and 6 mounds for 10 and 6 kings. Will the Evermind blossoms cover another mound before this war is through, or will no good men remain to build it? Let us continue into the city. Our errand is urgent, and we have little time for my dark musings.
Your horse is moonwalking, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it was walking in whole place the whole time you were saying
You
all
were
that.
doing that with Humboldt. Oh boy.
That's just their level compared to ours.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, are we no longer out leveled?
No, this zone caps out at 95, so that's where its defenders are.
Oh. So
Probably
yeah,
where it's
so we haven't out leveled the area then.
No. Well, we might be out level the immediate stuff we do, but the expansion will get us to 95.
My point being, it's been a while since we've been in an area where we're not immediately out leveled with stuff. So, look at this. Unless I'm very much mistaken, that horse is Shadowfax, Lord of the Meras. The king gifted him to Gandalf the Wizard some months ago, rather against his wishes, truth be known. It seems the horse has found his way back home, riderless. The king will be pleased if he does not already know that mighty Shadowfax has returned. That will brighten his countenance for certain. He may be more willing to forgive our defiance of his commands as well. Let us continue onward to the Golden Hall, Vontu. I am ready.
We're going to talk to the stable master first, but then we'll go up.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
That's probably my one issue with Jackson's Edoras is that like you see it in the movie and it's like Meduseld and 8 houses.
Yeah.
This is an actual city.
Yeah, it was kind of... I mean, they could only do so much to a degree, but at the same time, they did make Minas Tirith, Minas Tirith. But then again, that was an actual like model that they made.
Well, they probably made one for Edoras as well.
I think Edoras. I don't know, because Edoras looked a lot more real than just like CGI or model, but I could be wrong.
This is a cool statue, though.
It is. It's a very cool statue.
I'm giving you a tour of the sites as we go up.
I figured. You typically do.
He has melancholy.
I saw that with the other melancholic townsperson over by the statue.
Ah, we gotta go up the other side. Poop. And all the stairs.
Yep. Of which there are a great many. I feel like
Think-
Rocky going up these.
Think our calves are burning?
A little bit. Like I said, I feel like Rocky going up all these stairs. That's a pretty view, though.
That's beautiful. This is what Eowyn was looking out on, and the flag went frip.
That wasn't planned, was it? I seem to recall you mentioning that it wasn't planned. Or at
Like, I think the flag ripping was planned, but it landing right in front of Aragorn wasn't.
outside the Golden Hall of Meadowseld, the doorway... the doorward of King Theoden bars your way. This is not the first time you have come before the Golden Hall of Meadowseld. It is in my mind that you were sent from here in disgrace by command of the king. What brings you hither against the word of Theoden? How many unwanted visitors will bring ill news here today? Hama notices your puzzled expression and continues. You are not the only unwelcomed guest to come to Meadowseld this day. Somewhere within the Golden Hall this very hour.
You are not the first to come here today.
You are not the first to come here today. Testing the word of my heart against the command of my king. Do I compound an earlier error by allowing you into the hall, or do I make all right with a single throw? Hama sighs heavily. Never have I so rued this post. The will of Theoden is clear, but I do not believe you come here with evil intent. You speak of dangers to the north and all around, but returning here brings the greatest danger upon yourselves. Is that not the truest sign of your good hearts? The king must be told what you have seen. Speak to me when you are ready to continue into the hall, and I shall take your weapons as is the custom. Then you shall proceed before the king, and we will see if I have misjudged you. I hope, for your sake and for mine, that I have not.
If you are willing, I will take your weapons and bring you before the king.
If you are willing, I will take your weapons and bring you before the king. Know this, once you step beneath the roof of Meadowseld, all chances to repent of your defiance are gone. Ooh.
We have returned to
We
Meadowseld
risk all.
against the king's orders, but we do not seem to be the only ones coming to the Golden Hall to speak words of warning.
We are not alone in the hall of Theoden, Vontu. Let us approach and see who has the ear of the king. But we will interfere only if it be in the interest of Rohan to do so. A hush hangs over the hall. Yeah, because we all know what's about to happen.
Son of Thengel. I have returned, and I bring warning and wise counsel. A storm is brewing. All good people must stand together or be destroyed.
I agree.
greet you,
Oh,
Gandalf.
he's going to say it.
But why should I welcome you? You bring troubles wherever you go. You say a storm brews. I say you are its herald, the bringer of woe and ill tidings.
You speak wisdom, my lord. All around us the news is grim. It is not 1 week since your son and heir Theodred was slain on the western marches.
That was only a week ago.
Yeah.
Cannot trust in Eomer.
I mean, it was several months for us,
Your
but...
city and leave your
We did a lot in a week.
Yep.
And now Gondor tells us that the Dark Lord stirs once more in the east. It is curious, is it not?
Not even a week.
that
It's only been a
these are
few
the
days.
in which this ragged wanderer returns to us.
A worker of evil may come in fell times.
We did all of Wildermore in like 24 hours.
Yep.
But there are also those who come when they are most needed, when days are darkest.
I did not mourn when Shadowfax came back riderless, Gandalf. The return of the horse was made all the greater by lack of the rider.
So it was, my lord. See his rags? Have you ever seen such a beggarly figure?
The courtesy of your hall is not as it was, Theoden, son of Thengel. Has your door ward, Hama, not reported the names of my companions?
I see only churls and vagabonds, and you the worst of them all. Be gone with you, and leave my lord to those who do not wish him ill.
You know not of what you speak, Grima Wormtongue.
Ah, Vontu, I'm glad you made it here from Wildermore so quickly, but I will need to hear your report of that land in another time. All of us have work to do, for the king is not yet free of danger. Keep an eye on Grima, if you would. He is slippery, and I fear he may intend further harm to the king. Whether he can work greater harm than he already has performed is a question for which I have no answer. Stay on your guard.
Theoden, I offer you my counsel, if you would have it. I have ever been a friend to the House of Eorl, and would not see it come to its ending.
Nor would I, Gandalf. But it is so dark. So dark.
No, my friend. Not all is dark. Behold! Beyond your darkened windows, there is light. The skies shine above, as they always have. Will you heed me?
Now I see the shadows for what they are, Gandalf. They are fleeting, like a grim memory. How came this to be?
So that is done. I think that went rather well, considering what is at stake. We have so little time to waste, and much depends on haste. We cannot spend these precious moments squabbling among ourselves when the real foes lie without. Save one, Grima, son of Galmod, called the Wormtongue. He is an enemy of Theoden and of Rohan, and he remains within. His fate will rest with the king, as it should. Rohan and Theoden are not free of danger yet. Still, we have work to do.
It seems your road entwines with ours for a pace or two more.
It seems your road entwines with ours for a pace or two more, Vontu. I would not celebrate so quickly, were I you. War has already come to Rohan, and its drumbeat deepens with every passing hour. We are beset on all sides by evils, both known and unknowable, and to be near Gandalf is to be near danger. Gandalf laughs, but his eyes are stern. Grima would say I brought the danger hither. I do not doubt, but I say Gandalf goes where he is needed, and for this day and every day, that is to where the danger is deepest. Now I have to select a quest reward? Interesting. Oh, they're all the same price. Okay, whatever.
Ooh, one of them might be an upgrade.
No, everything Dill sent me is an upgrade. Like this is a downgrade from everything Dill sent me, is what I'm trying to say. Much has transpired since we last met, but my companions can give you their account. My own would take too long to tell, and from any other would beggar belief. And from any other would begar... What? Would begar belief. You would trust my tale, I am certain, but then only because you have experienced some things nearly as peculiar. Know this, Vontu, I bear tidings both glad and sorrowful. The task set before our mutual friends is at the last homely house is still ongoing. Though some of that company are here with us in the Golden Hall, some others carry still the burden to its destination. The errand is not yet done, but neither is it abandoned. Those be glad tidings. Stop it. I will let Aragorn tell you what this joyful news has cost us, for it was not bought without strife.
It is good to see you again, though we are met on the very precipice of danger.
It is good to see you again, Vontu, though we are met on the very precipice of danger. How have you fared since we last spoke? You tell Legolas of your adventures, and his light laughter breezily flies around the hall. What is it that our young friends used to say? You have gone from the frying pan and into the flames, and the frying pan was hot enough. You have had adventures to spare, Vontu, and it seems we all have done. I am glad your own journey brought you to Fangorn, as did mine. I could spend years exploring beneath its canopy, never feeling the passage of time. Were not for the pull of that which moves my feet. Once our friends are safe, perhaps I will allow that pull to where it leads. Legolas notices your quizzical expression, and his usual laughter melts away. The sea, Vontu, he responds. I speak of the sea.
It's Rathian.
Cloven a number of orc skulls since we last
Rathian's
met,
the voice for
but
Legolas?
it is not
Yeah.
enough.
Oh, I didn't know that. It has been several weeks since we last met, Vontu. What have you done with the time? I have cloven a number of orc skulls since then, but not enough to satisfy my hatred of the beasts. Some of their ilk led us on a merry chase across much of the Rohan, and my chest fills with pride to tell you I outpaced even Legolas on that race. I may have been winded, true, but Gimli, Gloin's son, did not abandon the pursuit without need. When we caught up with the Uruk band at last, they had already been slain by the men of Rohan. It has been 2 days since our pursuit ended, and I have nearly caught my breath again. I have never run so far or so fast in all my days, and I would be content to stay in one place for the rest of them, if that place were a mountain with good stone and deep roots.
We meet again, my friend. I am glad of it.
We meet again, my friend. I am glad of it, for it seems there is a shortage of friendly faces in this land. One man of honor I met, and he was imprisoned for his kindness to me. You press Aragorn on the matter of Gandalf's cryptic words, and the ranger's face falls. Gandalf gives you the joyful tidings and leaves the ill news to me. It has been 1 week since our fellowship was sundered on Parth Galen, along the banks of the Anduin. Boromir of Gondor fell there. He gave his life protecting the halflings Meriadoc and Peregrine. They were borne away by great orcs of Saruman. Others went another way. I had to make a choice, and I chose it. We could not abandon Merry and Pippin. I do not know if I chose right. The orcs were destroyed before our pursuit ended, and Gandalf tells me the hobbits found safety. Should I have done otherwise? I cannot say. But now we must do what we can for Rohan, and put behind us what regrets we may.
I feel as if a heavy shroud has been lifted from my sight.
I feel as if a heavy shroud has been lifted from my sight. My days were filled with dark dreams, and my nights were no different. Well, foul craft of Grimace is to blame. No, not his doing alone. It was my weakness that allowed him to so dominate my mind. No longer. I am myself again, and am free of his whisperings. It is well that Gandalf arrived here when he did, and that Hama allowed him to pass the threshold. That transgression I will forgive. Grima may have intended further mischief. Indeed, I am certain of it. Leave Meduseld and speak to Hama. Tell him I want Grimace Chambers searched and my sister's son Eomer released from imprisonment. Gosh dang it. Stop. Stop. These actions were poorly done and must be righted.
Hey, look, I'm King of Rohan.
Well, I mean, you would be queen, but yeah. No? Okay, let's go talk to Hama, and then we should probably get to wrapping this up, because we got Costco and other things we have to go do today.
Witwin, the servant woman.
I saw her too.
Oh,
What?
already left. Come look at the tapestries.
Oh, is that Helm Hammerhand?
I think that might be Aerol the Young, because I think these tell the history of Rohan.
Well, the thing about Hammerhand is I think he got the name because he killed someone like with one punch from his fist.
Then that might be him. But yeah, these, I don't have all the secrets, but yeah, these tell the history of Rohan.
See, that I think is Aerol the Young, but I could be wrong.
Then there's more on the other side. Whee.
I won't let me jump across the fire.
No.
How stupid.
It won't let you be that reckless.
Is this one that's supposed to have come from Gondor?
No, I think this was a battle in the past.
Oh, really? I don't remember.
Technically, I think you can translate these words at the bottom, but
I don't remember the Haradrim ever bringing Oliphants or Mumakil to Rohan. Or, like, I don't recall ever hearing anything about that. Ah, giving him the key to Orthanc.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea.
It didn't turn out very well.
No. No, it did not.
All right, now we can go talk to Hama.
Yes, you return from within your own power, which tells me your wager was correct and you will draw breath until tomorrow at least. Hama listens as you recount what befell within the Golden Hall, and his questioning face is soon aglow with smiles.
These are better tidings than I believed possible.
These are better tidings than I believe possible. You are a friend both new and true to bring me such words. Theoden, my king, you have been brought from the darkness by the wisdom of Gandalf. He is the Stormcrow no longer, White Wizard, friend to Rohan and its people. I rejoice to hear it, Theoden King. Restored at last.
I will guide you to Grimace Chambers, as the king instructs.
I will guide you to Grimace Chambers as the king instructs. We must remain alert, Vontu, for Grima may have left the seeds of some mischief in his chambers. He may still manage to work some evil, and that would be a cruel cut indeed to know of his treachery and still succumb to it. Grimace Chambers are northeast of the steps that lead to Meduseld. Come, I will show you the way.
Stay alert, and I will show you the way to Grimace Chambers.
Are we to meet him there?
I think so.
Well, okay.
Would you like a view like this?
Oh, I love a view like this. I would absolutely love a view like this. I would love the money to afford a view like this even more. But I would love a view to live with a view like that, yeah.
Maybe we missed it.
I'm following you. You found the entrance to Wormtongue's chambers. Do further treacheries await within?
Booby trap. We're dead.
He's the king's primary advisor, and he's basically got a studio apartment.
It's on the Capitol Hill.
I guess. A marked page in one of the books reads, "No mere wit he." The chest is tightly locked, and you possess no key for it. A crude map lies on this table, but you cannot discern what it represents. These books detail the geography and history of Rohan, but contain nothing of note right now. Carved into the table is the crude representation of a crying eye. Sounds emo. The cabinet stands empty. Did someone get here before you? These drawers contain linens and fine clothes, rumpled now and in disarray. Beneath the chair, you find a golden key. Inside the chest, you find items too varied to belong to Grima, including a valuable sword.
What did you find there?
What did you find there? This is Harrowgrim, the sword of Theoden. It is possible that the king asked Grima to keep the sword safe in his chest, but such safekeeping is no longer necessary. I will return Harrowgrim to its master once I have brought Eomer word of his release. For now, bring these other items to Grima and Meduseld and see what he has to say about them. These items are both too varied and too valuable to be his property, I'll warrant, and his explanation for possessing them should be interesting. Is Grima a kleptomaniac?
He's a sneak thief.
Every one of those.
What are
items
these
was a
things?
gift.
Why do you show them to me, vile elf? You explain that the goods were taken from the chest in his chambers and demand an explanation. every one of those items was a gift, Grimace hisses. You are the thief. I demand that you return those things to my chambers, and when you return to my presence, you come bearing an apology. I've suffered at the hands of these ingrates, and now my own possessions are being paraded before all the court, and my name dragged through the slime. These are the thanks I receive for my months of tireless service to the king. You are a liar, elf, and a thief. Your voice drips with poison, and your words are all false. I curse thee, and beg that some kind heart will defend me from your insults and your slander. Oh yeah, I'm sure this is going to go over real well.
Where did you get these items?
Where did you get to these items? You say they were found within Grima's chest? I see. Theoden casts a dark look in the direction of his former servant. I will have one of my men restore these items to their proper owners. I am of a mind to send this worm back to his proper owner as well. Would it be a mercy, I wonder? On this day, and in sight of his continued crimes, I am more interested in justice than mercy. I mean, I don't think anyone would blame you. You totally be justified. Just saying. You know, just saying. You should probably get rid of him.
One item you should return yourself, as its
Wait.
owner is here in the hall.
Wait, there's one item you should return yourself, as its owner is here in the hall. Theoden scowls and hands you a delicate cloth. On a corner of the cloth is embroidered the name Eowyn. I am not so poor a judge as to think my sister-daughter Eowyn intended Grima to have this as a token of her favor. Return it to her, and she will tell you for whom it was intended.
She's right here.
She's right here. Eowyn accepts the embroidered cloth from you with a surprise.
I gave it to my brother to bring him good fortune in battle.
I remember this token. I gave it to my brother Eomer to bring him good fortune in battle, and he wore it on his ranging throughout the mark. It must have been taken from him when he was confined to his chambers by my uncle's command. No, the command was my Lord Theoden's, but the words were Grima's. And my brother's confinement was carried out by those men Grima selected. One of them must have taken this token from Eomer and given it to Grima. Had I known this, I would not have allowed it. Bring this token of mine to my brother and tell him our uncle is restored. He is being confined to his chambers in Edoras, north of Meduseld. Okay.
He's got his own house. Oh, check your overflow. You might have a box full of cosmetics.
No, I don't. I might have. I think I already claimed that though. Are you talking about the Woodland Rangers outfit gift box?
Yes.
Yeah, I got that already.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for checking in on me on that.
Yep. Did I get us stuck?
No, we can get up. But we can't jump that way.
Oh, but I want to.
I know you want to, but we can't.
Hey, there's quests over there now.
You found the entrance to Eomer's chambers, where until today he's been imprisoned by the command of the king. See, he's got a nice house.
He's the heir to the king, not some little leech.
Grima was like the primary advisor, though. So, Vontu, I'm glad to see you are well. Hama has brought me the news that I am free to leave, but that is not what lightens my heart. The most joyous tidings are that my uncle Theoden has awakened to the fact of his peril, and his treacherous counselor has been dragged to light. Eomer accepts the embroidered cloth from you and crushes it in one fist. This was taken from me by Forthair, one of Grima's men. I am pleased to have it back, but I would sooner teach Forthair a lesson about respecting the belongings of others. I was treated well enough by the guards outside my chambers, but my inability to do anything for my family or for Rohan was the cruelest fact of my imprisonment. I spent many hours studying the map of Rohan in the room upstairs, trying to develop a strategy for the defense of the kingdom should that could not be undone by Saruman. Go, study the map yourself and see if there's such a strategy I might have missed, for I came up with a little of use.
I will stand on his table to do it.
You study the map of Rohan for a time, but few strategies present themselves to you that could stand against the armies of Saruman. He has the tapestry of... Interesting. Not sure why he'd keep that up. Did you find some strategy that could serve us against the armies of Saruman? Sadly, I did not, and I had more time to think on this problem than you had. There is no shame in it. Our strength lies on the open fields, but against such numbers as you say Saruman has assembled, I do not think our strength will suffice. The mark is not as defensible as we need it to be. Return to my sister and give her my thanks and my love. I will see her when I return to the hall with Hama. Perhaps we will look at the map once more and see if there is something we may have missed.
He's got a nice place.
He does.
A nice bachelor pad.
Yep.
Oh, these are housing brokers.
I mean, I do need to get a house at some point.
Well, I mean, do you want to do it now?
And we can do that off stream.
Yeah, then we don't need to talk to them then. And then we can get back on and be like, here is a tour of my house.
Do the influencer thing where I'm flaunting how much I have.
This here is my portrait of, what's her name? Narmaleth.
Yeah, I got this for free after the end of a quest line. Yeah. Yeah.
She's got a pretty little elf face. Here is my toy Palantir that glows in the corner.
My brother is free of his cage? I delight to hear it.
My brother is free of his cage. I delight to hear it, for soon I too will be free of the cage that binds me. Eowyn's smile brightens her face in the same way as does the sun breaking through a gap in the clouds. My cage is not made of metal or of wood, Vontu, but it is a cage all the same. In the time of peace it confines me to the Golden Hall and its outbuildings, but when war threatens it cannot hope to withstand the force of our great need. I am a shield maiden of Rohan, and I shall take up sword and spear to defend this land and its people. My uncle must surely ride now to Isengard to challenge Saruman, and I will not hesitate to take up arms and ride with him.
All the people of Rohan will need to stand if the kingdom is to survive.
All the people of Rohan will need to stand if the kingdom is to survive, but their king must do so first. The time has come for Theoden to step beyond the confines of his hall and look out over his city. Speak to the king and see if he is willing to do this, Vontu.
I am ready to look out upon my city with unclouded eyes.
I am ready to look out upon my city with unclouded eyes, Vontu, free from the shroud of Grima's whisperings. Will you walk with me as well?
I am ready to look out upon my city with unclouded
Weird.
eyes.
Didn't teleport me.
What happened to you?
I don't know. It didn't teleport me.
Odd.
Theoden
Said
King
that, you know,
has
I was in a
stepped
queue.
beyond his hall to look upon the kingdom. What will he see, I wonder?
Theoden
will
King
he
has gone
strike
ahead with...
down the evils arrayed against his people?
Are you done talking?
No.
Theoden King has gone ahead with Gandalf onto. Do you think he has forgiven us? I know in my heart we returned for the good of the kingdom, but it is a serious crime to disobey the word of a king. My heart is aflutter, friend.
We returned in time, but should we have returned at all?
Gléowen still believes we will be punished, but my mind is not troubled. We returned to Theoden at the right moment for forgiveness. Was Gandalf not sent away with equal force? And yet now he has the ear of the king and speaks wisdom to him. We return without the insight of the wizard, but we bring something valuable all the same. The warning of Saruman's reach and power. That warning too has value to the king, and when he chooses his course, he will weigh what we have to say alongside the words of his advisors.
Time enough to protect the king. That is what matters now.
Now we will hear the commands of Theoden and learn if we have truly come to him in time. Rohan stands at a crossroad, and it is up to her king to choose the correct course. We will help him choose aright, to the sorrow of Saruman. It is not magic that Gandalf uses to cure Theoden of the hurts that Saruman and his agent Grima have wrought. No, our wise friend seeks to cure Theoden with words of friendship and hope. Already I see it working.
I place my trust in Gandalf. He has never failed that trust.
The air is fresh and clean, Vontu, and the tall grasses sway in the breeze. From here, we can look out over the fields of Rohan. See how the sunlight dances upon that distant river? It has been some days since Theoden beheld his own lands, I warrant. Grima gave him report of them, but always in such a way as to advance his own ends, and those of Saruman, his master.
You speak of a secret hope, Gandalf, but my heart is heavy. Alas for Boromir of Gondor. Alas for my own son, Theodred. The young and
Are you cheering him up with a goat?
while the old linger on.
I
It
mean,
is a cruel trend.
why not?
Your strength is not gone, my friend. It lacks only your sword to return in full force.
Ah, where is Herogrim? Grima took it to keep it safe. Where might he have stowed it?
Take this blade, my lord. It was always yours to command.
Arise, riders of Theoden.
Command us, my lord.
We must stamp out the threat of Saruman. Hama, bring Grima before me. This time he redeemed his treachery.
Aye, my lord.
Oh,
But you, my
are we going to
guests,
see judgment?
deserve the hospitality of my house. I have been a poor host.
No, Theoden King. The men of Rohan must ride today, and we will ride with them.
Yes! You will be welcome, Aragorn, as will your friends.
Be not overconfident, Theoden King. Isengard is strong, and other perils there are also. After we have gone, you must not delay. Lead the rest of your people to the hold of Dunharrow.
My people will go to Dunharrow, but I will not bring them there. I will ride to war, to fall in the front of the battle, if that is the need.
The Lord of the Mark will ride.
Who then will lead your people to safety?
I will think on that before I go. Here comes my counselor.
My lord, you should come in from the hot sun. Your meat is nearly ready. Can others not deal with these troublesome guests? Let Grima...
He's very committed to the bit.
Oh yeah.
No, Grima. I will ride to war as I should have done long ago. And you will ride with me.
I don't remember that in the book. Grima's eyes dart back and forth from face to face, sizing up the assemblage. My lord, can you not see what this wizard and his ragged band seek to achieve? They do not care for your health or for your safety, and seek to lead you into danger. Your death would grieve them little, but there are those close to you who would mourn even the smallest hurt to your person. Listen to Grima and come back inside. Abandon the madness these cruel ones have instilled in your mind. Let me send them away. Speak not of war. That is a young man's endeavor, and you have ruled the Mark for many seasons. Will you not listen to your faithful Grima? Send me not away.
But I do not send you away, Grima. I ask you to ride at my side and thereby prove your faith. Will you do this?
It was a test that he had given him in the book.
A lord
I don't
of the
remember that,
House of Eowyn may have
but
the
it's been a
stomach
while.
for war, but I am only a humble servant. Let me stay behind, a faithful steward to keep your hall until your return.
Do you hear how desperately he wishes to be relieved of this charge? If that plea does not excuse Grima from war, I can think of no other that will. I would not trust him to carry a sack of grain into the mountains, for fear he would steal either the sack or its contents, whichever he thought we would desire more. My uncle is no fool. He will not humor this request. Grima hisses at you, his eyes narrowly unpleasant. Do not disturb my lord more than you have already. He is weary and needs his rest. Only when you and your irksome friends leave his lands will he be once again at peace.
Now this image of a grown man looking at me and going...
I mean, I've done that with my dad, but... Enough! Grima succeeds again, if not at his trust goal, then still at one of value to his master, for Saruman is his master, and every hour we delay plays into his hands. We can spare no more time on him. He's not a man,
but a
but,
snake.
I forgot he
You
was...
cannot bring it safely along, nor can you leave it behind. Give him a horse, and judge him by the choice he makes, whether to ally with you or with Saruman, his master.
No, do not harm him. My mercy is now ended. If I see him again, it will not go well with Grima. I go forth to battle. It is like to be my last riding. In Theodred, my heir is slain. Who shall I leave behind to rule in my stead?
I'll do it.
Is there no man? In whom do my people trust?
I'll do it.
We trust in the house of Earl.
You're not of the House of Aerol.
But Eomer is the last of that house, and I need his sword arm. He cannot be
I mean, if I'm just a
spared.
steward.
I did not name Eomer, nor is he the last. There is his sister Eowyn also, fearless and true of heart. All love her. Let her lead the Erlingus while we are gone.
You speak wisdom.
This is like word for word right out of the book.
So it shall be.
It's been a long time since I read the book.
Eowyn will rule the people in my stead and lead them to Dunharrow and safety. I ask that you and your friends help her with this burden.
I have long known that there was strength still in this land and in its king. Theoden's decisions on this day are not a surprise to me, and they should not have been surprising to you either, Vontu.
Is it throwing you off that now they have voiced a lot of these bits?
A little bit, but I'm not complaining. Means less reading I have to do.
There is strength in Theoden.
And some good voice acting to listen to.
Yep.
To his people.
There is strength in Theoden, and that same strength will flow into the will of his people. If its king is strong, so will be the kingdom. Gladly will I ride to Isengard with Theoden and his men, there to demand Saruman cast down his staff. Friends of mine were endangered by the commands of that wizard, and I have a debt to repay on that score.
I have been given my freedom, and now I ride to war with my king.
I've been given my freedom once again, and now I am free to ride to war with my king. It is a far better day into which I walk than the one I left. We will show Saruman that Rohan is strong. For too long he has done as he will, but now we will remind him that this land is not his to despoil. My road leads west with the king, but he has asked you to assist Eowyn at Edoras. I am certain that there will be no lack of deeds that will need doing, but if you have an opportunity, perhaps you could see how fares Aldburg in the Eastfold. That town is my home, and it would be a comfort on my mind to know that you have kept an eye on it. There is no hurry. Assist Eowyn with her preparations here first, but keep Aldburg in mind while I am away, if you would.
It is good that Theoden takes action to protect his people.
It is good that Theoden takes action to protect his people. Saruman's greatest ally for these past months has been the inaction of Theoden, sown by the whisperings of Wormtongue. How many orcs were given free passage across the fields of Rohan? Even one would be too many, and it was much more than a single orc. I do not say that Theoden rides to victory. It is good that he comes forth, but the armies of Saruman are vast, and I do not know if the Rohirrim can meet them on the field.
For too long have I stayed beneath the roof of my hall.
For too long have I stayed beneath the roof of my hall, Vontu. No more will I delay. I will ride forth to Isengard with my warriors, and we will remind Saruman that the Rohirrim still live. My sister-daughter Eowyn will chafe at my command that she remain behind and make the people ready to leave Edoras. I know, but she will carry out my wish. Speak to her outside the Golden Hall and lend her what aid you may in this. There's no honor in this. Why must I remain behind while my brother and my uncle ride to war? Do they care more for Rohan than do I? No, I would fight as hard
There is
for the...
no honor in this. Why must I stay behind?
That was a very delayed voice line. No, I would fight as hard for the people of the Mark as any man, and mayhap with even greater ferocity. Eowyn's eyes blaze with dangerous fire for a moment, and her fists clench and unclench. I will do as my king commands, Vontu. This duty has been given to me, and I will carry it out as best I may, even though it be not my desire. None will say that Eowyn betrayed the word of her king. I will protect the people of Edoras and see them to safety, while the battle rages elsewhere. It may come to us in the end, and if it does, I will be ready. I will need your help in the meantime. Yeah, she pissed.
You looking at the names of those rings?
Oh, yeah.
There are many things to do before the people can leave for Dunharrow.
There are many things to do before the people of Edoras can leave for Dunharrow. My uncle's command must be brought to the townsfolk. Wagons must be loaded with provisions, belongings gathered, and there are like to be some naysayers who refuse to follow the king's will. Take this proclamation and read it before the people at several locations throughout the city. Start with the market north of the Meadowsod Steps, and then work down through the streets of Edoras. Word will spread quickly. It has already begun to do so, but the king's command must be brought to the people so the preparations for their departure can be made. Not everyone will be pleased with this, Vontu. Be kind, if you can, but keep your resolve strong. This must be done. Theoden King has commanded it. Now, this actually seems like a reasonably decent stopping point, because we can pick up as aiding Eowyn for the next one. Oh, are they're actual people in these chariots?
Yeah, they're little wardens.
Interesting. But this actually seems like a reasonable stopping point for now, because, like I said, we have stuff to do today. So...
Yep, and when we come back next week, we'll be like, by order of the king, the city must empty.
Oh, that's actually a good title. I doubt it could fit, though. But yeah, so thank you everyone who was here on the stream with us. Thank you so much for having us be a part of your Saturday. We will see you next week, but until then, I'm Vanlin.
I'm Yami Elf.
And this is Cow Elf Gaming. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.